All right, hello wine drinking people. Time for more of what I've had to drink yesterday. And this is a stunning array of wines from our folks from the Henriot group. Always happy to see them. We've done I don't know how many events through the years with Bouchard, Pere, Fuisse, and that means William Fevre, Vaillons, and of course Henriot Champagne. This group is serious about quality. One of the first producers in Burgundy to start using the diam cork for any large scale. And, this is a serious problem, corky wines. We get a lot of product back with the cork in it. They say up to 5% of all cork finished wines are flawed. So I'm not happy with that percentage. I am happy with people that are looking to do something about it, like the folks at the Henriot group. And like I said, one of the first people in Burgundy to address this seriously across their whole line and come up with a solution, the diam. All right, well, we started out with a little Chablis, and, this is Domaine William Fevre. This was owned by Henriot since 1998, consists of 50 hectares in an historic section of this region, and some of the vines go back to the 30s, 40s, and 50s, so some very old plant material here. Didier Segaud has been the winemaker since the Henriots purchased it and switched everything over to organic farming since 2006. They are the largest landowners in Chablis with 200 acres of village, 15 acres of Premier Cru, and 50 of Grand Cru. And like I said, the largest owners. And about 15% of all the Grand Cru vineyards in Chablis owned by Domaine William Fevre. All right, this entry level for them is a really clean bouquet here. That's what, Chablis is known for. They use no new oak in any of the wines in Chablis, all older oak barrels. This wine has a lovely seashell kind of minerality to it, lemon citrus, kind of steely notes, bright and crisp on the palate with tangy lemon citrus and green apple fruits, and that distinct minerality that is Chablis showing through on the finish. A very good example of an entry-level Chablis at $24. And then the Vaillons, which this wine's got a much stronger mineral nuance to it, and that really crushed kind of seashell minerality, lemon, lime, citrus. This is from several different vineyard sites on the amphitheater-shaped hill of Vaillons, and there's actually 5 different vineyard parcels that make up Vaillons. And like I said, this is a blend of those. It's on the left bank of the Chablis area, and there's, like I said, 5 different separate appellations there. This wine has got a lovely minerality to it, combining all of those, and green apple, lemon citrus, that seashell minerality showing through on the finish with a little bit of a briny character as well here. Excellent juice at $47. A big step up in quality. And then the Clos, the most popular of all of the Grand Crus. This is the largest of all the Grand Crus, 25 hectares, and they own 4 and have 8 different parcels, all harvested by hand. They're starting to do a lot of mechanical harvesting in Chablis, and this wine's got a lovely intensity on the nose, and even times 2 on the second day, 50% oak, 50% stainless. And again, no new oak in this wine, 3 to 7 years old. Lovely lemon drop candy fruit with pretty floral notes on the bouquet and lime. Very lovely intensity here. Wow, big and intense on the palate. This wine's got a host of minerality, a long, complex finish, and needs several years in the bottle. These 2011s have some nice forward charm, but still at the Grand Cru level, you want to hold on to these wines for 5, 7, 8, 10 years, and they'll go longer than that easily in a great vintage like 2011, a great wine like this. All right, Pouilly Fuisse after Grand Cru Chablis. It's hard to take a few steps down, but this 2011 Bouchard, Pere, Fuisse, Pouilly Fuisse is very nice. They're the largest landowners in the Côte d'Or, also 130 hectares, 12 hectares of Grand Cru, 74 in Premier Cru. And this Pouilly Fuisse is from the Côte de Chalonnaise, of course, not from the Côte d'Or, but really fresh and bright on the nose, some juicy citrus and apple fruit, light minerality to the finish here. Really fresh and clean, a great example, textbook Pouilly Fuisse at $24. All right, the Beaune Clos Saint Landry, Premier Cru. This vineyard was purchased from the monks in 1789. It was the first white wine made by Bouchard, a monopole today, and makes a really nice structured wine here. The vineyard's an island of Chardonnay within a lot of, or surrounded by Pinot Noir in this region here. And lovely green apple and lemon drop candy fruit. Has a little bit of new oak, about 15%. They do use some new oak in their wines from the Côte d'Or, both the white and reds. And this wine has got a lovely, clean, and focused to the wine on the palate. Really good distinction, that lemon, citrus, and green apple fruit, a touch of vanilla spice, and lovely minerality through the finish. Excellent juice at $54. The 2010 Fleury is next. This is a property that the Henriot Group purchased in Beaujolais, and this 2010 vintage could be even better than the highly touted 2009. This wine's got a lovely bright black raspberry and cherry fruit, some earthy notes here, some dried floral notes, and a classic vintage for Beaujolais. It's got some graham cracker, kind of baking spice notes on the nose here coming out after it opens up for a little while. Really fresh and bright with the tannins, and fresh and bright acidity, and has some tannins here, some backbone. You know, Cru Beaujolais can last in your cellar 8 to 10 years, I would guess, on this wine easily. An excellent example of Fleury from a great vintage here, Villaponsiago 2010. The 2011 Savigny Le Bon. This one, the grapes for this come from just above La Lavieres. Most of the fruit is estate grown. They do purchase some fruit though. They make a lot of wine at Bouchard, Pere, so they don't have enough vineyards to supply all of their needs here. This is a very pretty wine on the nose. Savigny Le Bon has got great structure, lovely red berry fruit, raspberry, cherry, kind of notes of exotic spice, some gravelly, earthy notes, and fresh and juicy. These 2011s are very easy to like on release. Maybe seem a little bit light right now, but after 6 to 8 months, I would have guessed these wines are going to flesh out really nicely. Smooth texture, very well built, showing some of that gravelly, mineral-y notes through the finish. A very good Savigny Le Bon 2011. All right, and then some 2010 vintage wines. This is a great vintage. If you love Burgundy, you want to grab as much 2010 as you can. This is the Bon Clos de la Mousse. It's also a monopole. Look at it next to Les Avaux, surrounded by walls. This wine has got nice structure and very lovely perfume and floral nuance, exotic spices, cola, kind of red berry fruits, and they're the largest landowners in Beaune. This is kind of a repeat theme here, being the biggest landowners for the Bouchard, Pere, Fuisse people, the Henriot Group here. They've got 50 hectares under vine, and this wine is really classic Clos de la Mousse here. Lovely silkiness to it, really nice freshness here, pretty raspberry and rhubarb-like fruit, and a gravelly, mineral-y note. Really nice structure. This wine needs a bit of time. Excellent juice at $50. And then the Montelis, which this wine is the best value in this lineup. This is the wine we buy every year. The Les Durres Premier Cru. A good amount of exotic spice to that black raspberry fruit, fresh plowed earth notes of truffle. A bit more like Volnay, with lovely structure here. Brown spices, really nice complexity. This is all Domaine fruit, this Montelis. And this wine's got a host of exotic spice on the palate. Really fresh and vibrant. Lots of raspberry, wild strawberry fruit, and silky on the palate. Really nice spice and minerality shown here as well. Excellent juice for $41.75. And then the Volnay Cailleret Ancient Cuvée Carnot, and this is another Domaine wine, a very famous vineyard. It's always the first wine to be harvested. Very warm site, and they've owned this since 1775. Very elegant and ripe wine, host of brown spices, light smoke, some minty notes here, a lot to the red cherry fruit. Really complex bouquet of aromas. Lots of silky smooth tannins here on the palate with wonderful freshness, nice juicy fruit, and a long finish. This wine's a bit more complex than than all the other wines we had here to start, and this needs a little bit of time. A really classic vintage. It could go 20 years or longer in your cellar. And then the Baby Jesus. I'll never forget the first time I had this wine, the 1949 vintage at the Great Wine Seminar with Luc Bouchard. I still have the empty bottle here in the Wall of Fame. This wine is, they own 3.92 hectares. Works out to be about 30,000 bottles of this wine, you know. That's a tiny amount of wine. When you look at it, it's under 3,000 cases. So, you know, even though it seems like a large production, you know, in Burgundy, when you're talking bottles, you divide that by 12. So not a lot of cases to go all over the world from this very famous vineyard site. A really exotic spiced bouquet here. Pretty floral notes, raspberry, coulis-like fruit. Really intense and complex. And wow, big on the palate and powerful with a lot of everything. This is 2010, folks. This wine needs 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years. I don't know, they'll last 50 years easily, and a lovely minerality to this wine, lovely length, and even better on the second day. It's going to require a little bit of patience, so this wine is killer. Check it out, folks, if you want a Burgundy to put in your cellar for the ages. The 2010 Baby Jesus is it at $100. One of the best values in Burgundy. If you look at its competition and quality, this wine is one that you could definitely make a case should be elevated to a Grand Cru. All right, that's what I had to drink with our folks from the Henriot Group. I'm your host, Andrew Lampasoni, signing off for the Wine Watch, saying remember, always drink the good stuff first.